All right. Good morning, guys. So, this morning, I want to share two bits of scripture. Um, and they're both from Genesis, and they both are a part of the same story. Okay. So, call this deception because this is about the deception that was made uh, upon Isaac to make sure that Jacob got the blessings that were meant for Esau. A lot of people, are quick to say, it's Jacob's deception, but really, Jacob was obeying his mother. It was really Rebekah's deception to ensure that her younger son, her favorite son, got the blessing. But the thing is, God had already told her when they were still in the womb that the older son will serve the younger son. And I guess this is a story about her not trusting God in that, and she took matters into her own hands. So let's go with the start of it, where God tells her this, and that's found in Genesis 25 verses 22 and 23. But when the children struggled together within her, and she said, "If it is so, why then am I this way?" So she went to inquire to the Lord. The Lord said to her, "Two nations are in your womb, and two peoples will be separated, and one people shall be stronger than the other, and the older shall serve the younger." So so there God is telling her that her younger son is going to serve her older son, but they're going to be, two different nations. So, life carries on and everything, and then we come to chapter 27 in Genesis, and we're going to read verses 1 through 17. And here we go. Now it came about when Isaac was old and his eyes were too dim to see, that he called his older son Esau and said to him, "My son." And he said to him, "Here I am." Isaac said, "Behold, now I am old, and I do not know the day of my death. Now please take your gear, your quiver, and your bow, and go out in the field and hunt game for me, and prepare a savory dish for me such as I love, and bring it to me that I may eat, so that my soul may bless you before I die." Rebekah was listening while Isaac spoke to his son Esau. So when Esau went to the field to hunt for game to bring home, Rebekah said to her son Jacob, "Behold, I heard your father speak to your brother Esau, saying, 'Bring me some game and prepare a savory dish for me, that I may eat and bless you in the presence of the Lord before my death.' Now therefore, my son, listen to me as I command you. Go now to the flock and bring me two choice young goats from there, that I may prepare them as a savory dish for your father, such as he loves. Then you shall bring it to your father, that he may eat, so that he may bless you before his death." Jacob answered his mother Rebekah, "Behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. Perhaps my father will feel me, then I will be as a deceiver in his sight, and I will bring upon myself a curse and not a blessing." But his mother said to him, "Your curse be on me, my son. Only obey my voice, and go get them for me." So he went and got them and brought them to his mother, and his mother made savory food such as his father loved. Then Rebekah took the best garments of Esau, her elder son, which were with her in the house, and put them on Jacob, her younger son. And she put the skins of the young goats on his neck and on his hands and the smooth part of his neck. So also she also gave the savory food and the bread which she had made to her son Jacob. So the deception to me is not entirely Jacob's. Now, did Jacob obey his mother and went through with the deception? Yes, but ultimately the deception was created, was designed by Rebekah. And my only thought is that is because Rebekah did not trust the Lord and what, did not trust God and what he had told her that, you know, Isaac would be over Esau. Um, and to Jacob, to his point, did point out the consequences if it's found out upon him. And of course, Rebecca says, whatever curse is placed on you, it's going to be on me. So that kind of tells me she knew what she was doing. It was intentional, um, to make sure that her younger son was the ruler of the family. Isaac was her favorite son. There's no doubt about that. And Esau, Jacob was Rebecca's favorite son, and Esau was Isaac's favorite son. Um, Rebecca was going to make sure that her younger son was going to get what was due him because of what God told her when they were in her womb. And the result is, of course, Isaac's fooled. He gives his blessing to Jacob. Esau comes in, like he did, and come to find out after the fact that it was Jacob who got the blessing and not Esau, and Jacob got it deceitfully, but Isaac told Esau nevertheless, it's happened. So what did this cause? This deception that Rebekah caused strife, big strife within the family. Jacob actually ran from his family, fearing his life, because Esau was so angered by the deception that he was willing to kill his younger brother. His younger brother. So you got all this family turmoil and strife and drama now because of Rebekah's deception. I just wonder how much difference the transition would have been if Rebekah would have just trusted God and allowed God to do it his way. I guarantee you there wouldn't have been that much strife and people wouldn't be running for their lives, because the other wants to kill the other. You know what I mean? I mean, how many times do we do that? We use deception to get what we want when there's no need for it. And it's not not deceiving others. Half the times do we deceive ourselves? I mean, I see this in a sense. Jacob not only deceived his father, but he deceived himself. I mean, how much more blessings would he have gotten? I mean, Esau already sold his birthright away to Jacob. So that alone, and maybe the deception, I don't know. I mean, I really don't know how to justify deception, because there really is no justification for deception. Rebekah didn't trust God. That was pure and simple. I mean, because like I said, Esau had already sold his birthright away to Jacob for a bowl of stool, a bowl of stool of lentils. He disregarded his birthright, the birthright that was given to him by God because he was the firstborn. So, in a sense, I can see where the deception played a part in Esau's, maybe in Esau's punishment from God. But I have a feeling that God's way of giving giving Jacob Isaac's blessing would have come about differently. Esau already forsook his birthright. So he already indicated that he cared more about himself than about God, anyways. So, and that happened before this deception. I don't know. I know. It just makes me think, how deception plays a part in people's lives, and it makes you wonder if we get out of the way and let God do his plan like he intended it, then how much better off would we be, and how much less strife and stress and whatever would be in our lives. I don't know. Anyways, that's all I had. That's all that came to me today, and that's what I felt like sharing. So I love you guys. You have a blessed day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.